Greetings, I'm Adventure Argonaut, and you're watching Disco Elysium. So let's see that all the streams are working. Are they working? Are they not? Yes, yes, and yes, okay. All are up. So, without further ado, let's continue the game. So last time we got the body down from the tree. Now we are supposed to do an autopsy.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion. By autopsy, the lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
First, what is exactly a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Et puis descend, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
You know, doing an autopsy on the field? Isn't that what is a field autopsy? Why don't you know what use are you?
You
Yeah,
must
exactly.
have me confused with the Copperpedia.
Who's the Copopedia? I think I need to talk to him.
You, sir, you are the Copperpedia.
Okay, clap your gloved hands. Let's get in there.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity.
Alright.
I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes?
Sure. We just fill this in, right? Show him the red field autopsy form in your ledger. Ah, yeah, because we found them in the dumpster, all these forms.
That's right.
You knew it because you inspected your ledger. The lieutenant is relieved you know the protocol.
Yeah, I'm so smart. Okay, open your ledger at the field autopsy form. Try this first. Tell me something, dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
Okay. I guess I asked everything already last time.
Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
I guess copo means cop, but you know, it makes me think of copro, like coprophiliac or something. Okay, open the
The
ledger.
dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts.
Okay.
Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with,
Begin 1 assistant.
That's you.
Write the initials HDB.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says,
To coroner's case number
KK57-0803.0815.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date 0803 and time of arrival 0815 on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
Shouldn't we file the coroner's case under me? Technically I arrived at the scene before you.
And what would that make the alphanumeric?
HDB 41 0803. Help me out with the time of day, anyone?
Okay, the time of day.
11:11.
Ah.
It's meaningful.
Oh, 11:11 is like, you know, when Skyrim was released. 11:11 and year 11. 2011.
10:15. It's understated.
Yeah, 11:11. It is meaningful, clearly.
Good. Let's go with that.
The lieutenant is quite surprised you managed to come up with an adequate case number.
Name.
NA. Next.
NA non-available. Date of birth. Not available.
Roughly 50.
Roughly 50, okay.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
I'm gonna write 42.
He nods.
Race.
Mondial.
Mondial? Mondial? Mondial?
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mwindi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish.
Isola. So is Isola just an island, or does it mean actually continent in this world and this context?
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex. The little monster exclaims energetically.
Male.
Pigs can have sex?
Yeah, right,
Nor
male.
does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Date of
We're
death.
still going with March 4th. 51.
Okay.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
Okay.
HDB 41 0803.1111 listens, motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
So cargo belts, evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
What exactly is treatment anyway?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
Okay.
How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a weak impression here. Say something sure-handed.
Okay, agreed, no treatment.
A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest, as if in preparation.
We should start the post-mortem.
Well, but this... Yeah, I'm thinking about this, you know, treatment, interfering with body's position or wounds post-mortem, but, you know, weren't the kids throwing rocks at him and stuff? Isn't that treatment then? I don't know, turn the
The corpse
page.
cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Okay. So, external examination summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
He turns the body onto its side to check the underwear label.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
Write it
The boots
down.
are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
Write it
The boot
down.
has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
Okay, write it down.
Tattoos.
He stands up, the feet planted on either side of the body.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white.
Oh, blue and white. Oh.
The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene using a Trigat Mini.
Trigat Mini.
The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end.
Write it
Well
down.
nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
I'm just thinking, like, if the body's been there for a week, like, does the combing still matter? Like, play any part? Like how his hair was combed before he died? Touch the corpse's hair before moving on.
The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch, wet.
Stroke his hair.
The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to the latex of the glove, like thread of a ragdoll's head.
Yeah, I guess just write it down. Short, light brown male pattern baldness.
Lividity is consistent with hanging, albeit faint, as noted. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation.
So animals were gnawing on him. Yeah, no, it's not. Write down.
Ligature mark.
The lieutenant produces a small folding knife with the other hand pulling on the belt. He starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Oh yeah, I'm prepared, but the chain cutters...
The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Good thing we got these chain cutters. Pull out the rubber gripped cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now,
He points to the rope squeezing the dead man's neck.
we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Look for a good spot to cut.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east.
Okay. I guess we just have to go for the road. There's no options. I don't think I can save either. Yeah, okay, just go for it. Let's see what happens. Oh, we actually succeeded. I'm genuinely surprised.
Tying the belt together, you squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow.
Press down.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet. revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
The lieutenant has kneeled closer, running his finger along the dark red groove until there's a gap.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour, abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia.
He pulls down the man's underpants.
No! Let's get out and see!
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of
Unremarkable. Write it down and move on.
Back is symmetrical and intact.
I don't
Upper
want
and
to look
lower
at his
extremities
dick.
are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
So there are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. Combat doesn't mean like, I guess, beat up, not like, bullet holes or something.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
Small residual scars. I assume this means that, because he is supposedly some soldier or mercenary, something like that. So, maybe it's from his profession.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
Yeah, that's sort of what I meant. The scarring is extensive, way more than a law officials.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars.
Write it
Last
down.
item, hands.
He takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, and moves on to the other hand. Pick up the
His
hand.
flesh is cold, icy.
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from and what's your name?
1880 simulator. What is an 1880 simulator? My name is...
I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And your name is Il Corbo. What can I do you for, Il Corbo di Cappadocia?
It's good to hold your hand. Did you like it when I stroked your hair? This
I did.
game is getting weird.
I did. Reminded me of when I was just a small boy, before this happened to my face and my body. You did me a kindness there.
Okay, so Zeking, the game where you can be a communist, racist, and a sexist. Oh, so can you be all of the 3 at the same time?
We should do this more often. Be close like this, I mean.
I think you can be only one of them. Okay. But can I be racist and sexist and misogynist? It's like, that famous Hillary Clinton song from like 8 years ago.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
Maybe. Okay. Hands are clean, the lieutenant concludes. The dead man's fingers slip from your hand, cold and sausage-like. No sign of injury from struggling, so were we expecting any? I guess I can ask.
Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Write it down.
Oh, that's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Okay, what next? I guess internal examination summary.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
I don't know what can we say about his central nervous
Of
system.
course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. a moral to this story.
Okay, here's a funny thing. If you had only one physical and tried to interact with almost anything in the beginning of the game, you'll have a heart attack. Okay, I have two physical, right? Because I focused on intelligence and charisma or psychology or whatever it is. It's just, I don't know, right, nope. Nope, right, non-available.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth, not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
Hyoid bone? I don't know what that means. I have a vague idea of what is musculoskeletal or protuberant, but I'm not sure if I'm correct, but no idea what is hyoid.
With his eyes
Try to avoid
almost
swinging
closed,
if
the
that's how
puts
much
his
physical
hand
you
on
have.
the dead man's throat and
Okay,
begins to
I'll
massage
try.
it gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Okay.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured.
Ah,
The rest
okay,
of
so
the
it's some
musculoskeletal
bone on the
system is
neck.
intact. Unremarkable.
Okay.
Respiratory system.
Back hunched as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. He stops to exert more force. Both hands are
Oral cavity
used.
shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Okay, look inside the dead man's mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like
How
you're
about-
about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
I have the flashlight. I'm just wondering, like, if there's something hidden in his mouth, but maybe I don't want to vomit again. Write it down.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
Hepatobiliary. I don't know what this is. Why don't we have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
Okay, he looks at the corpse's stomach with a mixture of tiredness and disgust, right? NA.
Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
Okay, NA, fine.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with a hanging.
Write it down.
Gastrointestinal.
He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around to the ground, the pool of feces there.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
He touches the corpse's bloated lower abdomen briefly. Write it down, keep the voila. Yes.
What's next on the list?
Okay, description of injuries summary.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fills. Leave a 4th one too.
Okay, 1 bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted.
Write it down.
And your opinion, officer?
Beneath the description, there are 2 boxes waiting to be ticked. Be non-fatal post-mortem. I don't think that the birds killed him.
Agreed. Next injury?
Number 2, contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Okay. I guess he has some sense of humor still, this guy.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
So yeah. Non-fatal post-mortem.
Right. Next.
Number 3, ligature mark. No, what's the 4th injury field for?
Nothing. Just in case.
Okay, so ligature mark, finish the
A
autopsy.
dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact.
Okay.
I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Write it
Below
down.
the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
So is this what killed him? Let's review what it says. Dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 millimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured and the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin above and below the ligature mark. The left of the mark, 1 centimeter, no signs of clawing on the neck. I guess if the other injuries weren't fatal, shouldn't this be the one? Unless, he was poisoned or something.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start.
That's good.
Let's wrap this up. I pronounce
70.
this field autopsy over.
Okay. First, how did it go?
Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy.
What else?
We were thorough with the list of injuries, too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
That's good. What now?
I need a
Conclude.
copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg.
Faubourg? About a copy of the autopsy
For
pages.
processing.
He looks at the dead man one more time, then at the slip of red paper in his hand, then at the corpse again.
He's thinking, did I miss something? I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Yeah, it's not a good chance to succeed. Leave. Let's see, because I think I have some level ups waiting for me. Like, can I guess, increasing my perception skill is not a bad idea. How many level ups do I have? I think I should have more than one. Let's see. Skill points 2. Okay. I'll just there was some skill I was supposed to increase because there was interfacing. I think that was it. Right, let's increase at least perception for now. And not this. There was the folder. Instant photo of tattoos. Damaged ledger.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside.
Yeah,
It's
the
bound together by
hanged
clay,
man.
then made complete by the faint smell of uranium.
Okay, let's try open this.
Just relax. The two sides of the board are slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off the slides. All you need to do is bend the plastic on your knee, slowly. The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know,
Slide the drawer open.
without resistance or sound. The two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
What's
2
inside?
ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Pick up the ticket
2
stubs.
octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too.
I don't get it. What is this? Fucking kill yourself, you asshole. Well, who are you saying it to? Okay, pick up the card.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Okay, smell it
It
first.
smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored, a touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
Open it.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up.
So
Maybe it will make you happy.
is this our name, Harry?
Throw it away, please.
Keep
Your
reading.
hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Keep reading.
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector. A streetcar distancing. You feel the ledger slip from your hand.
Okay.
No, hold on.
Hold
To
on.
what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything all right?
Fall sideways. I guess it's good we fall unconscious with the cop still here with us, right? That you know we're not alone somewhere. Begin. Okay.
There is nothing. Again.
Just lie there, passed out.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you. That's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia. That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who was
Who
that?
was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrow slipping in the water. Slimy.
Yeah, that's the
Here
stuff.
in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
So we gained the thought. White morning. What's that? Where is Voyager
There
Road?
is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
Was that the X or something?
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
No, it was beautiful.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape, its lack of beauty was not the problem.
There was something about a bow collector too.
Yeah, man. What was that about?
Enough, just lie there
You
motionless.
think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
What's that? It's called.
Yes, they're pouring something on you. It's in you. And it's...
Maybe the Kim Katsuragi is pouring water onto us to
It's
wake us up.
delicious. Glowing
Maybe it's
lights
booze.
on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Where am I?
In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket, the air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Drink. Water.
The lieutenant is extending a small canister to your mouth. Drink.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself, as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
Drink.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
I should ask you the
You
same.
were reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to a hospital. Then you came to.
How long was I out?
10 minutes, maybe.
I was dehydrated. It won't happen again. Conclude.
Right.
Okay, item gained. Ledger of failure and hatred. Okay, so he handed me the
You dropped
ledger.
these. Are you okay to proceed?
Just nod.
Good.
Level
The
up.
Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
Okay, oh, so it gives us minus authority, but other stuff bonus. Okay, let's equip it. And I guess I can save the game, and I have level up still. So I don't need the interfacing right now. My authority is really bad. It's because of the ledger, of course. I don't know. It's so difficult to know what to... Because, you know, if a skill is 5 already, then it sounds like, okay, it's pretty good. So maybe I should increase some of these smaller ones. Shivers. Raise the hair on your neck. Maybe this is like a danger sense or something? Right, let's increase this one and already increased suggestion a bit. I don't know, reaction speed. Now I'm like, oh, maybe I should have increased my, have better physical skills instead of smarty skills. What's this?
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
What kind of boots?
Heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails. Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear?
Visual calculus. Ooh, get an exact count.
Maybe more than 12. No. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud.
Go over them one by one.
1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. 2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46.
Wait, which is it?
You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The code must have preserved them.
Count
5.
more.
Another standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. 6. An aberration. Light as air. Even pace. Same make of boot, but number 41.
Male or female?
Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped.
I'm pretty good at this, ain't I?
You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn in the middle of it, in a strange, beautiful way.
Count the rest.
7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms.
Maybe this guy was carrying the body.
8. And yet another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
How many?
The lieutenant has been tracking your eyes movements. 8.
I was pretty off then. I counted 20.
The same guys are going back and forth.
I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
Light step, number 41
A
shoe.
woman or a kid?
Could be a woman.
Okay. How do you know?
He knows it's hard to discern sex from a person's gait.
I don't.
Understood. Anything else?
A heavy one, 200 kilogram imprint.
200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
Yeah.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
One of them was carrying him over.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
Yeah, why did they have to carry him? Yeah, like was he unconscious or something?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Maybe there was a physically impressive strongman in their midst. Someone who wanted to impress their peers.
Maybe the carrier wanted to impress their peers with a display of physical might.
You mean a display of athletic ability meant to belittle the victim? A local champion carrying the intruder alone? I can see it. Anyway, the others?
Okay, an aberration. One soul is smoother than the other.
Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul.
Do you have any ideas, Lieutenant?
Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
Drummer, because of the pedal. Okay. Okay.
He regrets it the moment he says it.
Don't say anything, just nod.
I don't know why I said that. We are not looking for a drummer. We are looking for a group of dock workers.
Should it be like, forklift operator
The
or something?
lieutenant clearly appreciates the chance to clear up the drummer issue himself.
Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver
Yeah.
would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
Interesting. If only I had come up with that idea. I don't know. I was actually thinking this.
He doesn't seem to hear you, looking south toward the traffic jam instead. The machines are silent. The engines are all turned off.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Yes, prudent. The lieutenant writes the information down in his notebook, then reverts to the tracks in the mud. How old do you think these tracks are?
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
How do you know?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do you think happened here?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy.
I think we have a firm understanding of what happened here.
The lieutenant's eyes narrow. He's thinking to himself. In doubt, perhaps. It would be unprofessional of him to be sure of himself at such an early stage of the investigation.
Either way. What else?
We've been through all of it. Yeah, I got some of these. Okay, I still working on Aces High. Okay, I'm being friendly with Kim. Let's just save. Yeah, let's go back to the body. We still
The man is decomposing visibly
have
now.
to,
Every
try to
hour,
fail the
lieutenant
perception roll, I
adjusts
think.
his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Stop wasting time, you're smart. Whatever, let's try it.
You run your hands
no.
over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs.
Look under his fingernails
Maybe you
like
should
Kim
be
did.
more. His fingernails have turned dark. They're chipped and quite long. There is dirt under them. That's all.
There's no letter under there like in Twin Peaks.
Do you think we missed something?
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
There's something we're not seeing.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast.
Okay, where do we find a fridge for the body?
It would have to be industrial in size. Let's start by asking Gart at the Whirling in Rags and the Fritz store down at the gates. If they don't know, but only if all else fails.
His gaze settles on Kuno, but only if all fails. Okay.
Fuck are you looking at, Beano man? You want a piece of the Kuno? Wanna get fucked?
Only if all else fails.
I need to take another look at the body
Hurry.
first.
This is one task we cannot sideline. With every hour, Whatever we are looking for will become harder to find.
Okay, I can't take a look at him anymore. Okay, fine, let's
If
bag
you think
him.
so, officer, I'm not going to object. I need a little help for carrying him to the holding pen of my kinema. I'll take it from there.
Then what?
It's too late to take him into processing today. I'll take him first thing tomorrow.
He pulls a black plastic over the dead man's face, bag the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. Wait, does that mean that we cannot refrigerate it anymore?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Okay, I guess I should reload because yeah, I think if you bag the body then you cannot refrigerate. I guess it means you take it away from the crime scene and you can no longer examine it, so
What do you see?
okay, I've done all of this already. It's good. So yeah, just go back to the body, have a look.
The man is The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. You run your hands.
Yeah,
over
I'm not
the
gonna
victim's
save.
whole body.
Save,
His
come
limbs,
this. Look in his pants
He
again.
pulled down his breeches. Marbling is present around the crotch. The penis has shrunk, crawling halfway back inside him. There is nothing mysterious or noteworthy here.
Can't get enough of that dick.
Do you think we missed something?
You can't shake the feeling that
Yes,
there are
there's
more
something we're not
Okay,
seeing.
well, we are in Livon.
Okay,
It would have to
fridge.
be
Fuck you, look.
only if all else fails. Hurry. This is one task we cannot sideline. With every hour.
Okay, let's leave and then go ask. Let's go ask the guard guy. The guard. Ah, this guy is awake. I think he was the guy who was sleeping here before. No, he's a different guy. Okay. It's all about money, you know.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
Pretty long, it's drink o'clock.
Attaboy. It's coming back to him. You had your mesolimbic reward pathway worried there, not thinking about drinking all that time. It was like you weren't yourself.
Now that you mention it, I need a rum and a lemonade. I'd like for guard to serve me up a beverage.
Forget about the bar. Or don't forget about it. You should totally try to get a drink there too. But first, you should lick that stain off the counter. Yeah, man. Let's get wild. Lick it.
No, I don't want to
What
lick
happened,
it.
man? You used to be cool. Go get your boring normal person drink then. Get your drink on and your act together.
Okay. Guess we can actually have a drink at some point. Let's talk to this
Can I
guy.
help you?
I guess we can give the trash container
Thanks.
key.
I hope you found what you were looking for.
I found the victim's
How
clothes.
strange. I certainly didn't put them there.
Could someone on your staff have put them there?
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene.
Who else has keys to the trash container?
The trash collection service, CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threats that solves itself down the road. Thank you anyway.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to say this. Like, I don't know if there's like some sort of, you know, how much they like meter like hidden. Like, if I say stuff like that, he's just gonna hate me more and more. So maybe I shouldn't say everything, even though my, you know, instincts, of course, say, you know, suggest that I should try every option. But maybe I shouldn't. Okay, thanks. Let's talk about something else. I seem to be in need of a fridge.
Yes. For the dead body. You want to put a dead corpse into my fridge, right?
Yes, that's the gist of it.
Well, I have a fridge, and you're not putting it here.
Why?
Because this is a culinary establishment, not a morgue. I can't believe you even asked me.
It would only be for...
Lieutenant, you too? You're asking too? No. The answer is no. I will not turn this place into some kind of macabre circus.
Let's go talk to the freight clerk.
Guard, I saw another thing at the whirling.
Another thing? Great. I love those.
Okay,
Yes.
I've said that. By the way, I'm going to sing karaoke here.
Absolutely out of the question.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit. Your body is ready, sire.
I need a drink. Can you pour me
Do
one?
I have a shaker in my hand? Is this a shaker?
He sounds irritated. And it's not a shaker. It's nothing. He's holding nothing.
No, there's nothing
Am I
there.
wearing a little bow tie? Am I wearing a bow tie and doing this?
He shakes the imaginary shaker furiously.
Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No.
Because
Do you
you're
know
not a
why?
bartender?
That's right. I'm the cafeteria manager. I'm glad we cleared that. Was there anything else?
Hey, I got experience because I
Play it
knew.
calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff.
I'm a fucking drink asshole. Okay, let's try this. I'm an alcohol-operated detective. If you want me to clean up the dead body and solve the case, then you need to insert alcohol into my mouth.
Oh, well, in that case, let me pour you a nice, big, refreshing marinella. Do you want that out of a glass or a pineapple?
You don't want to taunt me, not when it comes to marinellas.
Don't be an imbecile. I'm not going to serve you a marinella. I have work to do and broken things to fix. If that was all, I'd like to return to it.
Fine, okay, but I got experience out of it at least. Oh, I can go here now. Soft purr of electric juicer comes from the kitchen, somebody's working. Dishes are drying, smell of chemicals, pine trees.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook.
Gorachi Kubek? Not sure how to pronounce it.
As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Goranci and Kubek.
Yeah, I sort of said it correctly. Haha.
Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Goranci Kubek.
But here it
Please.
is his name.
It's not funny.
Is he being sarcastic? Mr. Kubek, I'm here on official police business.
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air.
I need a fridge to store a
The man
corpse.
keeps shaking his head. His eyes seem sad. Then he starts swiping crumbs off the countertop.
I don't think he understands, officer. We need to find some other way to make ourselves clear.
I know he makes stabbing motions at the meat and the cutting. What language is he speaking?
He's from Grad, a Koiko.
So, a Koiko. Okay.
With the mention of the word Koiko, the cook starts talking excessively, his hands up in the air again. He's happy for some reason. He's from Grad. People from Grad don't mind if they're called by their national derogatives. It's okay to call him a Koiko.
Okay, good. I need to put the dead body in this fridge. Point to the fridge.
No. Body no fit fridge. Fridge more.
Okay. Yeah, he can speak some English or whatever language we are supposed to be talking, French or something. How do you know? Maybe it's a small body.
No. I know.
He knows correctly. It is too small.
Yeah, I think it is too small.
Okay, we have our answer. It won't fit. We need a bigger fridge.
You're gonna need a bigger fridge. Gonna need a bigger boat. You've got some impressive pots here.
He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn.
I sort of like this guy now.
It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove.
I don't think I need anything else. Stay masculine. Hey, that's a good parting and greeting or something. Stay masculine. Dude, tomato. I do not like tomato. Okay, can we go here? No. So what's this door?
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
Painted blue.
Drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery.
I wonder where this door leads.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
Out of duty, we may find something pertinent to the investigation.
Yes, I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. Just to be thorough. As a side investigation.
It's hardly a side investigation. You already have a name for it.
Yes, a mini side investigation.
Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Touch the door.
The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next to this, half ruined. Whatever is behind it must be older.
Okay, try to push
the door. Does not budge.
Fine, so we cannot use this fridge anyways. Let's ask this guy.
Can I help you? Another thing.
There's
Great.
mysterious blue steel door in the back of the kitchen.
Oh yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
Do you know what's behind it? Do you have...
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a Frit warehouse, probably.
Frit, they should have fridges, right? Yes.
Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He runs his finger across the counter to check for dirt.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
I think you'd like to know what's back there.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes?
Fine. Can we try to lockpick it or something, even though we're not very good at it, so I guess we can't. What this sleeping dude?
The worker is in a deep. Perhaps he's on his way to where you just came from. Into the primordial darkness.
Rock is talking to guard. Oh. I guess I'll try.
You gently shake his shoulder.
Oh yeah, there was the wheelchair woman, but I guess we can go back to talk to her later. So, what's this? Some great tectonic force has cracked the pavement like an eggshell. Just wondering. Okay, there was this guy. Let's see if there's anything new we
Now
can
it's
ask
turning
him.
into a kind of a snow.
What do you
limbo
see in
now.
his eyes?
What's on your mind?
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
My man, I want to know about your soul.
You really are the law, aren't you? I get that being bluntly observant and inquisitive comes with the territory, but it certainly doesn't help with your conversation.
Just like that, he slips out of your reach.
Fine, fine. They were like talking about some traffic jam and stuff. What's this? So where's the traffic jam?
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods.
Who is
A
this?
silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane.
What did this king do?
What did he do? You have no idea what you did a week ago. How would you know what this guy did many centuries ago? High above you, the king stands triumphant.
Fine, fine, fine. You can try again later. Bold slogan Humanox covers the truck. Still haven't finished. Okay, it's 44 minutes. Then maybe I should talk to Kim while I still have bonus empathy with him. I want to talk about you.
Me?
Yes, you.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
We'll work better together if we have some rapport.
That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
Do you ever talk with yourself?
What do you mean?
When you're thinking, do you even have conversations with, like, your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking
So he's an NPC. Well, he is an NPC.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary. The lieutenant is a police officer of the old school. His concerns are material and extrinsic, but this isn't an old school case.
I get it, you're one of those old school detectives, not respectfully.
So what? That makes you the new school? God spare us. For real detective work, nothing beats a good notebook by your side.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. That's where his conversations with himself take place. We all have our different mediums. His is written.
You don't look like other people around
It's
here.
because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
Seoul. Well, that's obviously Seoul, like Korea, because, you know, his last name is Korean, but his first name, Kitsuragi, is... I assume this is the first name, is Japanese, so whatever the equivalents are in this world. What is Seoul?
It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious.
You're only making it sound uninteresting. I still want to know more about Seoul.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revachelier.
Revachelier.
A point of pride to him. He's glad to have shut down your question.
You're wearing glasses.
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
Just
I
observing.
guess you don't need glasses, then.
Tell me a secret about
No.
yourself. Ask
Your
again.
brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with...
What's happening to me?
Something the matter, detective?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands.
Fine, fine. Give up.
The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control.
That's all for
Good.
now.
Let's change the subject.
I think you should know that I can't remember anything.
No response. He just arches his brow. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
I feel like I must repeat this. I don't remember anything. There was heavy drinking involved.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
Okay, I'm afraid this is a medical situation. Move on.
Really? You look fine to me.
Okay then.
Focus on other people's troubles.
Yeah.
A moment
Okay.
passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports
You
watch.
seem to be following me. Nothing, just
You have a
observation.
distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
What do you mean
I
distinctive?
hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically.
How's that?
They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
You're kidding, why containers? I don't know what he means by containers.
I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. We should move on.
Passing along frivolous interdepartmental stereotypes is not usually his oeuvre. He regrets bringing it up.
I don't want to ask about the case. I should know as much as him, or he should not. Oh, what's this? Clothes. So this is... Yeah, I think I want to wear this instead. I don't want the minus to suggestion, and I don't know if how much the conceptualization actually is useful. Money. That's a lot of money.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your...
Grandma?
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is grey like lead.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'd like to ask some questions.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Snap your fingers in front of her face.
Wait,
The lieutenant stops you before you can
she's
snap.
just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone.
Why?
Why? I just told you why.
Okay, if you say so. Oh, there's car here. Foreign car. Goddamn foreign cars taking our jobs. The lorries probably store fuel here nowadays, store booze. There's lots of people here. He says something about sawmill. This looks like a big guy.
Bastards! We have a right to work!
The man yells towards the harbor gates. His voice is the loudest of the lot, unknownly screechy for a man his size. What's going on here?
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
The broad-shouldered alpha male turns to you. He's a full head taller than everybody else here. So he might be the guy who carried the corpse, because he's so big.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
Why should I?
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
Okay, then I'm thinking no.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work! Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
What kind of cause are we talking about?
Rights of people. Rights of workers. To have gainful employment. To make a salary. And feed their families.
His manner of speaking is wooden, the tone of voice bland and uninspired, almost as if compiling replies from a set of learned phrases.
I don't think I've chosen any sides yet.
Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups, but you're essentially still workers. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the right to work! Right to work!
Regardless, I have some questions for you.
Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
He points his finger at the man sitting on the railing.
So do we, Scott.
Call me mañana. The loitering man hollers in return. I actually need to speak with the union boss.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. Why you want to meet that fat asshole?
This is an official matter not to be discussed with outsiders.
Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
This isn't really my area of expertise.
We are not taking a side in this just yet, sir.
Pity. Let us work!
What is a strike?
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
He shifts uncomfortably in his workers' overalls. What do the strikers want?
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
Okay, who are all these strike breakers? Look around.
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
The man runs a hand through his steadily graying military haircut.
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If Union Fox don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
What exactly is your goal here?
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
And you're unable to breach the entrance.
Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open and try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Head measurer?
Yosemite's guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel is right behind him.
How bad could one guy be? You seem capable.
Bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. And he's trained. I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke, and my men are tired and hungry. They're workers, not fighters.
Have you considered storming in like all of you?
Why don't you go arrest them instead? I'm sure they've done plenty of criminal shit. They have that look.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
The man rubs his jaw, a perfect lightly bearded square wedge. Okay, gonna leave. Says Grich. Greater Reversal Industrial Harbor. Ah, okay. Ah, there's a trash can. Magnesium. We are not the badeurs, you're criminals. Who's this guy?
Welcome to Revachol.
Racist lorry driver. Welcome to Revachol, announces the rotund man. The remark isn't addressed to you, it's addressed to the lieutenant. Hey, I know Revachol, that's where we are.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
Say nothing.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
So we are in a limbo.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome.
Fine. Fucking hey, Kim. I've got your back.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
He's my partner. Of course I'm gonna, back him over some random guy I just met.
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness. You sense slight embarrassment for the outburst. Or is it pride? impossible to
Now
tell.
that's settled, we have a couple of
Whatever you
questions.
say, officers.
He waits impassively, cigarette smoldering between his fingers. I found this mug in the trash. Show it to the man. Yours? What mug? Ah, yeah, this one.
That's great. Look at that guy go. Haven't seen anything that funny in a while.
Yeah, it's the, racist depiction mug or something. Is it yours?
God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
He doesn't live in Martinez.
What are you hauling?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up?
Apples.
Apples?
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Apples?
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions? Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some apples.
Sounds like a cover story for me.
Look, as detective. I come from a long line of lorrymen. We got ancient rights and privileges.
He loses his patience for explaining
I'm
it.
here to pick up a load of fucking apples, man. Just regular Koiko picked apples.
Koiko may be another derogative. For a person from Grad, you think?
Ah, so they grow apples in Grad?
Yep, it's one of their main exports. They grow them down South Yekokata. A beautiful place. Got great scenic vistas.
In fact, Yekokata is a desolate wasteland whose name literally translates to Zone of Ecological Catastrophe. It features no scenic vistas and supports virtually no plant or animal life.
Yekokata is not in the south and they definitely don't grow apples there.
Yeah? Says who?
It's literally in the name, Zone of Ecological Catastrophe.
Then, I guess they grow apples somewhere else. You can never really tell with those koikos. They're everywhere, except their own homes.
You keep saying koikos, what does that actually mean?
It means the people living in Grad.
Yeah, you know, Gradniks, Gradvolk, those degenerates from Grad.
Okay, but why the word koiko?
'Cause that's what they're all called. Koiko Pichik, Loslav Koiko, Koikovich someone. Low self-esteem, those guys have. Mind you, they look Occidental, but they're not really like us.
Okay. I got this ace is high. So it's not ready yet. It's just imminent, the breakthrough? Okay, well. Okay, so it's an ethnic slur.
Hey, if the name and description fit by the very grace of nature, who am I to say otherwise?
Apples then, from Grad, right, sure.
Apples.
He puts out his cigarette, flicks the stub across the street. What was the argument all about?
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races.
He spits on the ground.
Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
I get it, somebody has to be the unpopular guy.
I'm not the only one. Look, I've read books. The science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people don't want to accept it. People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design, so naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
Okay, what else have you thought up?
So, lately we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate downturn when members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority. They stop competing for resources.
Okay, and
This concerns you, policeman, so you better be vigilant. The damn kits are showing up good lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other intruder species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
Cultural victory? What is this then?
well, what's this cultural
It's
victory?
what the kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. Heard any chansons lately? Heard any mojitos or leader? No. Dominating culture is how they plan to win. They say so themselves. It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring.
I don't know. It's a bit too like caricature, this guy. So I don't know. Sure, whatever. I'd rather talk about something else.
Go right ahead. You may be a cop, but that won't help you avoid the calamity to come.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi's stern expression remains unchanged, but you sense something there. Below, not a lot of moral fiber on this one yet, he thinks, wriggled out of it.
You said something about the rights and privileges of the lorrymen.
Oh yeah, they're a big deal. My great-grandfather was a carter, had a royal license and everything. We've tried to hold on to our privileges.
What's a carter?
Someone with a cart. What did you think it was? That's how deep into history our thing reaches. Before machines.
And that's a privilege?
Sure fucking is. We have a guild and everything, huh? Very ancient. Very prestigious.
Yeah, so you're in a carter's guild?
Goddamn right. They've been trying to fuck us out of our heritage in the name of profit. But when they try to replace us, they'll regret it. Trusting street thugs with their goods is going to fuck them right up the ass. Mark my words. Generations of practice ain't no laughing matter.
Okay, we're done for now. What's this?
Aces high.
Ah, okay, now it's completed.
For the rest of the world, the Aces High is just a cool Revachol thing, politically neutral. In Revachol, it still holds revolutionary connotations. Also, have you looked at Lieutenant Kitsuragi's clothes? He wears a bomber jacket, just like the ones worn by aerostatic brigades, and those cargo pants could store tools for hotfixing your aerostatic. Maybe you should ask him about this.
So +1 empathy towards Kim Kitsuragi, +1 esprit de corps, roots of the RCM. Okay, so I should ask him about some crap. Why can't I unlock this? Why is it grayed out? Do I need more skill points or something? Popular gym champs. Glossy magazine, most able-bodied man issue house top 10 list. Okay, what's this? This is the Frit. Okay, so I can go there to ask about the fridge, I guess. Then should I ask this guy about the talk about
What
you?
about me?
Kim, you are wearing a Revolutionary Air Brigade jacket, aren't you?
What? This? It's just seasonal clothing.
And those look like airman pants, good for storing tools.
Where is this going?
You see, Kim, I have this place in my head, point to your head, where I develop new ideas and connections.
Interesting. I think it's called the brain.
It's no mere brain.
No, it's more than that anyways.
Anyway,
in this special place, I have come to suspect that you have some kind of thing with the Revolutionary Air Brigades.
I do not have a thing with Revolutionary Air Brigades in particular.
Just air brigades then?
Okay, I wanted to become an aerostatic pilot. Then I turned 10 and realized we no longer have an air force.
Are you sure the Revolutionary has nothing to do with this?
Absolutely nothing.
The Revolutionary must have added a little luster to it for a 10-year-old Kitsuragi. He will never admit it, though.
Absolutely
I've
nothing.
noticed. And okay, the Revolution employed a more forward-looking 8-rotor design. Their blades were foldable and their pilots were better trained and motivated. I see this from a purely tactical standpoint, of course.
It is not from a purely tactical standpoint. We are not ruling out that the lieutenant had a little rebel phase in that past of his.
Okay, thank you, my mind is satisfied. Okay.
Good.
So can I now... Wait. Unlock a new slot. So I have to... Okay, how do I unlock new slots? Can you tell me, game? Is it... Do I have to spend like 1 experience point to do it? Maybe that's it. It's probably it. Okay, so it's just here. Okay. Like that's the bar whirling racks, whatever. Let's go here. Try to... Oh. Yellow roses, dozens of them. Tulips too. Melancholy pop song plays on the radio.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo. Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm.
Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
So there's like small health kit, big health kit, and small morale stuff, and big morale stuff. Okay. What do the products do?
I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Duramine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is...
She stops.
I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising.
Thank you for explaining, miss. Who is Saint Baptiste?
Saint Baptiste. You know, the pharmaceuticals company. Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals. The one that sells meds out of Saint Baptiste. That one. There.
She is right. Saint Baptiste, the company, derives its name from Saint Baptiste, the city. Itself so named because that's what it is. A rare case where that really is the full etymological history. As far as almost anyone knows, at least.
Okay, not gonna buy anything. What's this?
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
What's this machine?
Oh, that's the tear machine.
Yes, but what is it?
It's a machine for tear. You know, you find tear outside, like bottles or whatever, and put it in the machine. Then it gives you money.
It's like recycling stuff. I see, and how do I pick up tear for the tear machine?
You need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but we gave them all out, so...
She shrugs awkwardly.
Feel free to use it if you find a bag, though. I'm sure there are some out there. Somewhere.
What's this?
A colourful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer. There, in that dark green glass, All in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol.
Say nothing, just take it in.
The beauty, the truth, the poetry of it all.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health, but I guess you already know that.
Ah. So, wait, why does alcohol reduce your morale? It doesn't make sense. Smokes increase intellect. Cool. Do you sell any under-the-counter vices?
No, Frit only sells legal drugs, like the law says.
Please tell me more about these products.
The Pale Age vodka is special, I guess. It's stored in pale for a couple of years, which makes it super expensive and super strong.
What is a pale?
You know.
She shrugs, uninterested in explaining it further. What will consuming this stuff do to my body?
I mean, I already said it'd hurt you. I don't know what else they do.
She stares at you, unsure.
Substances give powerful bonuses to your main stats at the cost of damage to your health or morale. Cigarettes raise your intellect while damaging your health. Alcohol raises physique while damaging your morale. Use medication, like Nosafed and magnesium, to counteract the negative effects of substances. Note: consuming substances can have unforeseen consequences for you.
Okay. So can we
Welcome
talk to her?
Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
She returns to her magazine.
What's that magazine she's reading?
What magazine are you reading?
You mean this?
She looks at the cover, boasting a colorful photo of two girls kissing.
This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Stupid famous people.
Yeah, they're kind of boring, but, you know.
She never finishes the sentence. Before we go on, what is this Frit?
I don't know. Frit?
She shrugs. Why is it written with 3 T's?
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
It's so 70s. Like, I wonder if the guy who wrote the script or something, if he's like, he's a 70s kid or something, because, disco and funky and stuff.
The story goes that normal Fritta, with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Vredefort, was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
Interesting. Let's proceed. I have some questions.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
She puts down the magazine. Does Frit have a warehouse in the back of the Whirling in Rags?
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
Come on, give me something to work with here.
She looks up from under her brow.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
She turns back to her magazine without waiting for you to respond. Do you have a fridge?
Mm-hmm. Right behind you.
She nods toward the buzzing machine in the corner. I need to store a corpse there.
You're joking, right?
So which one is this fridge? Oh, well. Measure the fridge with your fingers. One eye closed. Never mind, it will never fit.
Yeah, super funny.
She returns to her magazine, seemingly not impressed by the joke. Can you tell me anything about the dead body?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
Did you know the man who died?
Not really.
Not really? Does it mean you knew him a little?
No. I didn't know him at all.
How long has it been
I
there?
don't know, really long.
What do you think happened?
I don't know.
So, realistic, annoying teenager.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay.
Thank you for your
Uh-huh.
help. Can you tell me about this reality we're in?
Reality? You mean what reality? Economic reality or?
She is like a student unexpectedly called upon by a teacher. Can she answer the classroom question?
No, I meant the physical reality.
I don't know. What about it?
Where are
We're
we?
in Frit
I meant, where are we on a larger
as
scale?
mankind or as a nation or?
What will her essay prompt be?
As a
In a
mankind?
good place.
She rubs her face thinking.
I mean, science is doing great, and this radio computer thing seems to be kinda big. I don't know.
She shrugs and folds her magazine back. What time is
I
it?
don't know. Look at the clock. It's right behind you on the wall.
The clock shows the time at 10:09. The hands seem to be still. It's apparent the clock doesn't work.
What is a revolution?
When ordinary people take over the government and demand democracy.
What about the one we had here in Rivashall?
Yeah, it happened like 50 years ago or so. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. At history, I mean.
The coalition, what's that? Somebody told me there is one.
Our government? Or do you mean something else? Sorry, I really need to finish this article.
She taps the magazine on the counter. I won't bother you with this nonsense anymore. She seems happy to return to her reading. Hey, I learned something, got XP, so that's dandy. Fine, let's get out. I guess talk to this guy. Maybe we can convince him to, I don't know, let us in or something. Che Guevara guy. Scab, asked a man with jolly eyes, tilting his head.
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
What exactly is a scab? I know, but let's ask.
They're warm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
Hold on, where did they all come from?
Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think.
You don't seem to like them much.
Gotta be bloody stupid, or freaking evil to scab. Or I guess scared, maybe. But scared of what? Of who?
He looks at the mask, squinting his eyes as if trying to ascertain what they're scared of.
Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
Have you tried talking to them?
We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
Big guy. He means the leader of the scabs.
I'm not a scab, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
He chuckles, then realizes.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
I need to get past the gates and speak with your boss.
Oh, good, good. What matters do you want to discuss with Everard?
I can't disclose any details of an ongoing case.
So mysterious, so intriguing. Either way, the road in front of you is wide and open.
Does this mean you can let me through the gates?
I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
Beneath the jolliness, he suddenly seems doubtful. If it's so simple, Why did the scab leader warn you of the guards blocking the way?
That's simple, I just walk in.
Hi. Walk right past Measurehead and go in.
Past Measurehead?
Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini Supremacist
This
there.
guy.
Walk right past him.
Right.
Then press the button to unlock the door.
Uh-huh.
Then go past him again.
Okay.
And you enter the arbor through the office. Stop.
So you're saying it's actually quite difficult?
Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation.
Yeah, right.
Or you could convert to a Semini Supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible.
Has anyone here ever bested him in a physical confrontation?
Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong.
And I'm not. Has anyone, any of these scabs tried converting to his worldview?
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition.
Got another thing?
Sure.
I'm a bit short of money right now. Can you give me some?
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
Fine, let's try to catch it.
The coin lands into your hand as if it has always belonged there. The swallow returns.
Appreciated.
Always glad to help out the RCA.
Oh, it's one.
Shame I can't do more. Things are meager at the moment due to...
He nods toward the protesters.
You know, the winter's fat is slowly running out and all. Still better than scabbing, though.
The Union has problems getting by.
Nothing to worry about, really. The jam's a bit of a mess, cargo can't get in or out. The rationing is a bit stricter is all. Supplies should last the strike, though.
Gonna spend money to make money.
Aye, you lost me there, Honcho. But it's okay as long as you're not a sorry-ass scab.
He looks at them in disbelief. What's the strike about anyway?
You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
Nice talk, gotta get moving. What's this? In case of a strike, press button behind guard. Hermetically sealed door, locked by electronic means. There's no lockpicking or door kicking this one. Okay, let's save and go try to talk to the, what was it, Seminese guy?
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
The young woman at the giant's side agrees. I think... No, not this. I'm just thinking like maybe authority would be good when talking to this guy. But hey, I saved, I can just reload it. Let's just see. My body is unimportant, I'm with the police, we need to get into the harbor.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al-Ghul.
His face contours in disgust, as if he were smelling a dead rat. Al-Ghul, what is Al-Ghul?
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Wait, Al-Ghul?
Yes, Al-Ghul.
He means alcohol.
Ah. Understood.
I doubt it, my microcephalic race servant.
Smell your breath, Kim. Is it really so bad?
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
You're right, I'm an alcoholic now. I need to enter the harbor.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
The fat racist over there pointed at racist lorry man. You're just him after pumping some iron.
Look at my craniology. I am the pinnacle of my haplogroup. The pink blob is a bad example, even of yours. It saddens me. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture. You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
So she's, I don't know, BBC chaser.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
You're right about all this. Now I just need you to let me go into the harbor. Sounds...
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Siminan Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Meshached's race theory. He would take you as one of his own.
Right, good idea.
The best idea.
Yeah, maybe it's easier to subscribe to his theory than kicking his ass. Know anything about this mug?
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Know anything about this?
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest.
Yeah, I think it's weird to show it to him.
He had nothing to do with it.
Is Everard the Union boss white?
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
Yeah, but you still serve him. How does that factor into your life?
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront international capital, which is something your race naivistic communists never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
I'm no communist.
Of course you are, Revacholian man. The failure of communism to challenge the world order is the core of your race fate. All around you, the fruits of its defeat. Individualism, rock and roll music, sexually transmitted disease. Above all, Rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture? Rock and roll music?
I said I'm not a communist, I don't know who I am, but that's one thing I know.
Stop explaining yourself. No one cares about your beliefs. The conversation has moved on. Tell me, what degenerate subculture has made you dress in this shameful way?
Youth culture does not affect my thinking.
Of course it does. You are a degenerate individualist and a rock and roll rebel. A pawn of international finance, just like the rest of your hair.
You know, much of the stuff that if he said, if he was a white guy, you know, it would be quite triggering from nowadays. But now, you know, he's a black guy saying, it's like, oh, maybe there's a point. Like, you know, I think that's how a lot of people would react. Of course, you know, he's just talking about this fictional world and it has no bearing on reality. You know, and somebody might accuse international finance of being anti-something. Did it?
I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race.
I don't really know who the Seminoles are. I've recently experienced head trauma.
I can see that. The Seminoles are the South Island race, haplogroup A4A, the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus and arrived here 4,000 years ago. We are the future. That is all you need to know.
So you were born and raised on the islands before you moved to Revachon?
I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulembuir are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Seminoles women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the pale.
Yeah, I understood.
Good.
Whatever. Team, what do you think about
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist will be the really good one.
Why is this racist better than the other one? Well, of course, he's, you know, he's more convincing because he, you know, this guy looks like he could kick anybody's ass.
That will be the...
That will be a lucky racist.
He will grant us 3 wishes.
Yeah.
Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits, a protruding occiput, and an indented zygomatic bone.
The lieutenant does not flinch.
You should keep him close. The congenital defect of farsightedness does not render him a complete invalid. He still has the use
What
of
are the
his mind.
tattoos you're supposed to mean?
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
He gestures toward the lorryman down the street.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt.
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobes could be small.
Are you sure? I mean, that jaw is clearly an atavistic stigmata.
That atavistic stigmata makes pussy say yes, plenty.
Babe, thanks. But I got this.
You have him off guard now. He's preoccupied with his situation with his woman.
Bested him in craniometrics. You know, I sort of want to try this.
We still need to get into the harbor. There's an interview to conduct. There must be another way.
His gaze wanders over the whirling's roof to the yard.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you.
Maybe I can try to...
The drawings are precise.
Your earlobes are too big.
The size of the earlobes is...
Your earlobes are flawless, Jean-Luc.
Yes. Your silence betrays your
Okay, let's try it.
You do not have a reply. You should enter a deep race slumber. Perhaps...
How did this happen? Your little fist is in his giant hat.
I feel like save's coming. I sort of want to kick his ass. I don't want to like submit to his ideology. I want to prove him wrong.
Since I last saw you.
Because I have the superpower of saves coming. He doesn't. Haha.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself.
It's 28, so it's like, you know.
How did this happen?
28% chance. It's almost 30% or almost 33. So it's like, you know. Let's say I rolled d6. So it's like I roll 5 or a 6, I succeed.
Your race descent has only
bit optimistic view of looking at it, but it's, you know,
really let yourself
28% is not even that unlikely. You know, it should happen in less than 10 attempts. You know, I would say, you know, if I don't get it in 6 rolls, I'm just unlucky.
You have really let yourself go.
How did this happen?
See, like the die rolls. I really wish I could use real dice doing this instead of relying. Like I think usually computer games when they do die rolls for you, it's not believable. But hey, I did it. It's green.
Let yourself go.
Just like
yeah, there's your super master race. This, you know, drunkard cop who's really weak. Just kick your ass.
You could swear you felt the soft palate break. The man is reeling, gasping for air. Time stands still around you. In the distance, the sounds of the harbor are falling silent. All you hear is a small gurgling sound as a trickle of blood appears on the man's lip.
Rip into him with the right hook. Sounds credible.
Oh God, wrong move. Your head is in his hands, like a pair of forceps crushing you, and you can feel every joint.
Say it. I am a degenerate drunk.
Never.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw.
I'm guessing this is bad.
Very bad. There's no shame in surrendering now.
Okay. So, yeah, why? Okay, what should I do if I succeed in the punch?
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
How did this happen?
You must be out.
I sort of feel cheated. Like, yeah, I succeed in the role and it's still not good enough.
since I last saw
Like, come
you.
on, man.
You have really let yourself go. How did... Your race descent has only worsened.
But yeah, I
since
think,
last saw
if you take it
You
as
have
a
really let
analogy for
yourself
the real
go.
world, like, this criticism of Europe or something is quite accurate, but I don't believe that the BBC race is any more superior. Well, in some
Your
aspects,
race
I do
descent
believe
has
there are
only
differences
worsened
between
since I
peoples,
last
but
saw
I
you.
don't think
You have
I don't
really
believe in
let
any
yourself
superior
go.
race. Definitely not.
Just like that, the man is reeling. All you hear is a small gurgling sound as a trickle
Yeah,
of
I
blood
don't think
appears
this
on the
spin
man's
kick.
lip.
Wait, what should I do?
Don't wait. You've only got a millisecond. He's coming to. Time is breaking loose from the stupor. His left hand curls up into a fist.
Okay, so the spin kick. Okay, so that was actually it. I thought it was ridiculous.
With a dull thump, like a broken down puppet of muscles and sinew. For a moment, he still tries to keep his head up, dazed eyes looking at you with unimaginable surprise. To your left is the button.
Disco Inferno, press the button.
As you slam your fist on the button, the man collapses entirely, his head rolling to the side.
Looks like you're the new measurehead now.
Her voice is surprisingly calm.
No one is the new measurehead. Let's go before he gets up.
The lieutenant makes haste toward the door. See, can we loot him or something?
Is still knocked out. He breathes slowly and steadily.
But this crate. Ooh, money. So that's the true reward for killing his ass. So now we can go here, right? Hopefully go see the boss guy, Everard, whatever his name was. Oh no, there's lots of stuff here to look at first. Every worker member of the board, written at the top of the flyers. At the bottom, the union logo and demand democracy. This is a Dewey typewriter. Model name is on the back. Standard office cabinet drawers seem to be locked. Someone left the coffee machine on. Dark liquid in the pot looks almost sentient. What's this? Book La Fumée, Vol 1, number 4. Fine, let's have a look. Wow, what is this book? Fumée is like the smoking magazine. I'm gonna read it later. I'll try to, take care of the conversation. Postcard Le Jardin 21.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks.
Open the drawer.
The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders.
Browse through the
Hundreds
folders.
of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol, Couron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold.
Anything interesting, browse them?
It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry. Look how blurry all the lines on these papers are. How unwieldy your own willpower is to yourself. You're like an absurdist Samaran monk, focusing through not focusing.
So volition, I have to increase my volition.
Hermeneutics was almost within your grasp, but now only vague letters float before your eyes. Less meaningful, but aesthetically more.
Could I actually focus through not focusing?
You are a police officer, not a spiritual healer. You can focus the normal way by turning your attention to something and not letting go.
If I let my eyes go completely out of focus, all shapes start melting into each other.
Is that what you're doing with those photos over there?
Yes.
Right. This is probably not relevant to our case.
Okay.
After all,
Force
we're
yourself
not
to go through the
investigating,
folders.
hunting.
Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer.
Look at the
It
note.
appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everard's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out and the note itself is crumpled.
Look, Kim, to-do note with a list of errands for Everard.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list.
Take another look at the note.
Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes, special whirling. All items on the list have been crossed out and the note itself is crumpled.
Of course, it could be some sort of code, but yeah, the special borscht. Whirling borscht. Maybe I should ask Gart about it. Maybe he knows what is
The drawer slides shut.
Ooh, magnesium. Visual calculus. I use close. Where? Glasses here. It's like I think my visual calculus is high enough. Like I can, I guess, put them on if there's some difficult visual calculus role I have to do, but generally speaking, I don't think I should use it. Radio is emitting strange buzzing sounds. Oh. Wait, let's go back still. There's something here.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change."
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste money on it now. Let's check the jacket.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. There is a white rectangle clearly visible on its back.
Maybe it's our jacket?
This is your cloak. You can feel it.
Lieutenant, I think that's mine.
Yes, it does bear the RCM insignia, and we are the only detectives in Martinez.
Do you think I should get
The
it?
service cloak issued to you by your station? Yes, I do.
Grab the cloak.
As your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost feels like the cloak wants to deliver a message of comfort through your fingertips. I will shield you from the elements and give my life for yours. That's what the cloak is relaying.
So where was this? Esprit de Corps. So this is, yeah. So this is just better because it gives +2. But there's nothing in the pockets, I guess. Can I go here? Nope. What about this thing? Can I have a look? Is there another body here? Collecting rainwater. Okay. So where's the boss? Mr. Evra. All around you, great machines in quiescence. White pine trees are printed onto the screen covering. Looks like a forest under snow. Where are we going? Okay, let's look at these things first.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marsh and Arret are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached.
Marsh.
Its hook block.
Is march or move or walk or move, I guess, or run. And array is stop.
Marsh. On. Arret. Off.
Yes. Fine, let's...
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
And, okay. Nice. Putting it down. So maybe we can examine what's inside or something. Yes. You don't have to show it with such painstaking detail.
The crane places the container down. This crane was built with a purpose, which has now been fulfilled. To move this container.
What's inside the container?
Who can say? All you know is, it's special.
I can't see how that was worth the records, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
Press RL.
The crane does not return to its original.
What's this? Money. Not a fed. Finally we got more health items. It faded into some Kvalsund. Sounds very Swedish. Yeah. This is the...
stands a cargo container. Just one of many in the yard.
I think there's something special about this container.
Because I don't.
Why? What? Why not?
There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
Maybe there's contraband there, inspect.
There may very well be, but we are not here to look for that. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to interview the Union.
Open the door.
You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Knock on the door.
Reply.
Yeah, I'm not gonna persuade it to open, not yet. Is there like... And composite eye of halogen lights watches you, emitting a low buzz. What's this? Whale Fjord in Arden. Okay, Kvalsund means whale fjord. Wonder if we can... If we lift it back up, can we like go past the container? Let's see. I hope I don't have to...
Rusting control panel. No screech of metal when you push the button this time.
Okay, so we cannot move the container anymore. Maybe we have to find a key or something. What's this? 3 packs for worth of cigarette butts. Numerous empty bottles of Commodore Red and potent Pilsner. Maybe we were drinking here before. Because the jacket was there and there's this alcohol and stuff.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather.
Kim, I'm gonna take a quick look inside, search the booth.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
Take the
It's a
picture.
black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man is young, dark-skinned, and dressed in a Royal Carabinieri uniform. The girl is smiling playfully at the camera. The young man looks happy as well. He's about to smile. Right after this moment, frozen in time. You're sure.
Why did you take that?
Something about this man piques my interest. I think this can be a side thing.
Fine. But let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
Yeah, I don't know why I'd want to sit
This
here
is
or
the
anything.
watch.
Like, maybe it's for recovering health or something, but I don't think I have to do that. So, how can I... Where is the boss guy? How can I get to him? What's going on? Let's check the picture. Happy couple. Or is it just I can sell it? What's this? Can we go up here? Nope.
You're back before the cargo container. It's...
Ah, okay, so we can go here. Oh, what's this? Shipyard is oddly quiet, great machines are sleeping. The speaker tower is silent, there is no work to organize in the yard below. This is a box. What's this? The musk of oil and rust comes a chasm in front of you, smells like blood. Why is there no like comment? Like, is it locked? Why doesn't the game tell me if it's locked? Industrial sized thermos, smells like burnt coffee. Money. More money. Container. The banners accented the weight of rain and snow, white waves on red.
Container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, put the logos on.
Yeah, I sort of like his song. But hey, this Leo, he was in the note, you know, for chores for the boss or something.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along. The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisunt on Muindi.
Ubisunt? Not check, are my streams still running, because I noticed there's some OBS is showing some sort of connection error, but I think the stream should be still up. I'm not sure what kind of... Okay, now it said reconnection successful. Now, was it offline for a second or not? I don't know, but yeah, it seems to be working now. So that's nice. Okay, let's get back to the game.
Container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, now belongs to Everard.
Tiny man is so engaged in his work he doesn't notice you. Hi.
Everard, he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
The look in its deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
A shadow passes over his face. What is it with you people and scabs?
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat.
He doesn't seem to be waiting for your answer.
Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
You're Ubi, right?
Oh, yes. Born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then.
I guess he's like Irish.
People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir. Those are just nasty rumors.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
What were you doing with the containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
He waves at the containers towering behind him. What's going on here? Look at the mountains of containers rising behind him.
The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pine's livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo is all red in Union colors. It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core.
Leo, has anyone told you why you need to change the covers?
No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone.
This looks like a massive redecorating operation, Kim.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
Thanks, Leo. You've been very helpful.
Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all.
Where's everyone? The harbor is empty.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in.
He leans in with a confidential look.
We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Evrard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate.
He pauses to think.
But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Evrard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
He stops but seems eager to tell you more. What kind of trouble did this Titus and his friends get into? So could this be like Titus and his pals be the ones who killed the guy who's dead?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business.
He smiles and leans closer.
Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling him to take some time off.
Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow.
But what did they actually do?
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
He looks to you for assistance.
Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow.
Okay, Leo, let's hear about this fight you got into.
I remember I was the runt of the class. The bigger boys always used to pick on me. You see, I had a bit of a temper back in the day. Flew off the handle like nobody's business. But Mr. Everett and his brother always came to help. Once they beat old Noel Becker so bad he needed stitches on his head. Noel never started another fight with anyone after this. Mr. Everard and Mr. Edgar are real nice guys, mister. You should go talk to Mr. Everard. I'm sure you'll be good friends. He's friends with everyone around here.
Do you work here?
Yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo.
The little man raises his hand in a welcoming gesture.
I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town. And Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away.
Okay.
Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Good-hearted chuckle
Who
again.
is this, Miss Beaufort?
The lieutenant looks up at
A
Leo.
real pretty lady with a skin like those douce sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes I am, yes I am.
I'm pretty sure this place would totally fall apart if you didn't shine the bossman's shoes, Leo.
You see disdain in the lieutenant's dark eyes when they meet yours for a moment.
I wasn't
It does not
ridiculing
approve of
him.
you,
I was,
would you,
making
this
a
little man?
accurate
mister,
observation.
I do a lot more than that. I really do most everything around here. Mr. Everett said many times I'm irreplaceable.
He's still smiling, but his voice trembles ever so slightly. Are you the Leo who wrote the note to make more banners?
Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
What was that about the borscht?
Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started.
Little guy chuckles merrily.
It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
So I guess it's either, there's alcohol or drugs in the borscht. Hi, Amelia. Okay, are you a bot in the chat? Some artist wants me to go to Discord. I try to avoid Discord. It usually seems like a bad idea to to do Discord. Like, nomen est omen. The name is an omen. Hello. What do you mean by taking this soup to the men? Is it for striking?
Yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
So yeah, they brew it in the whirling in rags, so we can ask the guy about it if he knows. Of course, he might not know. Hold up, who makes it at the whirling?
Oh, the whirling's cook.
Yeah, that
They
guy.
was always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
Something is off about this borscht. I'm going to look into it.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
What's in that container over there? Point to the container suspended from the crane arm.
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
Looking for the leader of the dock workers union.
Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood.
He coughs, then continues immediately.
Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys.
Easy now, Leo. I just want to know where I can find the man.
Oh, Mr. Everett is usually in his office, of course. But you gotta be quick if you want to see him. He leaves around 10 p.m.
Okay, I'm off.
Bye now.
Guess I... Shoes gone. Okay, so is this the office? It's almost 10 p.m. so I have to go quickly. Coffee in giant thermoses, still lukewarm. Okay, I guess this is the guy. Let's have a look at this fish first. Taxidermy fish that tells time, okay.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you.
Let's get straight to business. There's been a murder. That's another Monty Python reference.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to
Dubois?
stop by. Please, have a seat.
So are we Harry Dubois? He gestures to a tiny chair opposite his giant. I'm just, shocked that, the main character actually seems to have a name.
I'm Everard Clare.
Yeah,
head of the
I'm
Dubai
dying
Union
from them.
Here in Martinez.
Shock. So the man relaxes into his chair and continues.
I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
The lieutenant nods at you, then the chair.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Why are you calling me Mr. Dubois?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Filter it out.
I don't sit. It's kind of my thing.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions.
As he nods, his multiple chins move like ocean waves.
I, too, have convictions. One of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face me at eye level. Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
You're no Titan of Elysium, buddy. He's got you in a fork. Sit down or leave.
Fine.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
Remain serious.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
I don't want to take damage.
By the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
He points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely comically huge.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
He points at it
Hey,
again.
that's 25 Ria. That's good money. Think of all the stuff you could.
Wait, you know guards?
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
It's not enough to pay for all the expenses and stuff. I want to see if I can manage. Like, if I can succeed in that role so I don't have to sit. I wonder if I can, if it's possible. Because I don't want to take that damage. I'm so, fragile already. So let's try again.
Before you, with great effort, he struck.
Welcome, Miss. I'd offer you my.
He looks extremely comfortable.
You go ahead.
Whatever. Forget about that. What's with this?
Please, Mr.
It's nothing. Yes.
Very well, Miss. I too. Should you find your.
You're no Titan of Elysium, buddy. He's got you in a fork. Sit down or leave.
Do I have any items, clothes that increase my volition? Or something that gives minus to volition? because it doesn't give me a die roll, so I'm not sure, but I want to try at least one more time. Like maybe it's an automatic failure.
Before you is, with great effort, he straightened.
Welcome, Mr. I'd offer you my...
He looks
You go ahead.
Whatever he had, forget about that.
Please, Mr. Dubois. Very well. I, too, should you find yourself...
You're no Titan affiliation, buddy. He's got
Yeah, he
you
always
before.
fails.
Sit down or leave.
I want to try one more time because I don't like it. Why don't I get a die roll? Like, you know, if there's like two different mechanics, like some is like, you know, there's no die roll, they just, you know, somehow compare your stats to see if you succeed, and sometimes you get the die roll. So I don't like it. The game should explain the mechanics to me if that's the case.
Forget about that. What's with this?
Please, Mr. Dubois. Very well. I, too, should you find...
You're no Titan affiliation, buddy.
Yeah, it always fails. So, okay.
Mr. Dubois. I can see that you are reasonable. Okay. So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union...
The chair you're sitting...
by the
damage.
Way, this should
I want to kill this guy. I hate him.
That's 25 Ria.
Yes.
With a grin, he points to the checker game.
Keep it, I'm good. I don't want to get paid off by him.
I respect a man with principles. No handouts, then.
He crosses his arms on his ample midsection and sinks further into his chair.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun. When he said, "Don't worry," he actually meant, be very worried.
How do you know about my lost gun?
I know everything, Harry. Right now, I know that you're worried. Don't be worried. Everything's going to be all right. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
Maybe he has it, or like, you know, his underlings. Kim,
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Fine.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun, and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
I don't know. I think this is sort of forced situation, like some sadistic torture stuff. Like I don't know. Okay, I'm not about
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so...
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating. What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
The large man snaps his fingers, but no effect. You're in some stupor. There are no Harrys. Let your mind go to your safe place.
While Everard is distracted by your odd behavior, the lieutenant's eyes are mapping everything around you. The folder, desk, papers on the wall.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Nah, I'm as good as it gets, Mr. Dubois.
Don't be dramatic. I can see your condition isn't terminal.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions.
I want to talk about the hanging.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me.
I sense there's a
But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
I've opened a few doors in my life,
And
that's
I'm sure
true.
you're going to open this one with flying colours, Harry. This really is very simple, and there's nothing shady about it.
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
Whose door is it?
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about.
What do you mean by a weasel?
A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly.
He removes his glasses and rubs his nose.
Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you.
He puts his glasses back on. Why don't you open it
Harry,
yourself?
I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
Yeah, sure.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry?
I bet you don't even know anything about the hanging.
Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez.
I mean, fine, I'll look into it. We need to talk about that murder.
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level.
He flicks his
You
finger.
can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
You call me Mr. Dubois.
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
So that's really my
My
name.
God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is first.
My memory is fine, just testing it.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
Words flow like a river of honey from his lips. I guess word has already reached him. No matter. No harm done.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
The lieutenant inspects Everard over his spectacles.
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
Where did you get that folder?
This? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
This translates into, haha, you guys are so corrupt.
I find that very suspicious. May I have a look?
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry.
What kind of cop does it say I am?
Harry, you're not simply a cop, you're a star. A bright shining star in the drab law enforcement sky, outshining all other stars. You're a superstar.
That's what I like about you, Everett. You get
Of course I do, Harry. And I'm gonna help you shine. I'm gonna put you on all the big stages. Your name in giant neon letters. Harry Dubois.
The giant neon sign reading Harry Dubois, hanging from the Cavalsun crane, can be seen all the way to Jamrock. Somewhere in Mirova, a beautiful woman sees the bright glow on the horizon and says to herself,
let's try it.
Homer. As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder. It's just another one of those brown folders you saw in the file cabinet.
That's not an RCM folder.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinez.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man, so is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
So the Census Bureau says my name is Harry Dubois.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on.
What's in the container that's outside your
My
office?
dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbour. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
There's something special about it. It was attached to the Qualson train.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
Okay, so should we really try convincing? Maybe I shouldn't tell him we're looking into the brew. Let's talk about my lost gun.
Your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Hold on, could he really hold my gun hostage?
Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with him might be the only way to do it.
I will not be blackmailed with this gun business.
Harry, I was only trying to be tactful. A lost gun is a dangerous thing. I can't have it around in my neighborhood. Kids could be playing gun roulette with it as we speak. Teenage gangs could be arming themselves. Get a hold of yourself, Harry.
Secret task complete. Track down your gun.
I assure you we are working on locating the missing sidearm as well.
The lieutenant is concerned about the lost gun and feels that the fact you haven't prioritized looking for it is unfortunate, if inevitable, and doesn't put the RCM in a good light.
Excellent, Mr. Kitsuragi. That's excellent news. Looks like we have a friendly gun-finding competition on our hands.
Aren't you going to ask me how I got in?
Am I going to ask? Hell, Harry. You spin-kicked my strongest man in the face. I saw it from my window. Would you ask a man like that how he got into your container yard?
You don't have a window.
It was a figure of speech, Harry. Of course I don't have a window. I'm in a container. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
Everard, I'm going to leave you now, but we might talk again later.
You need this to get in and out through the gate.
Great, wouldn't want to get stuck in here.
You're one of us now. A real red and white union man. Take care, Harry.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
Where's it coming from?
From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what Superstar law officers do. They squint at lights and they solve shit.
Yeah, that's me. I've been establishing my superstardom hard lately.
Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop. Dick Mullen. Salam Rocky Bayi. Badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera. Lights.
Action.
With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you. And you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
Guess I can't go here. Can I? Yeah, I still have to unlock this somehow. So how much? I need 10 experience points, I guess, to do it. What's this? Coffee. Okay, I can sleep after 9 o'clock, apparently.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get
Leo, in the future, can we keep this grading shorter?
Sure, mister. Absolutely. I'm always willing to help.
Let's go check the container. What's this? Like, there's this sound like I'm trying to lockpick it or something, but it's nothing happened. Oh, what's this? Is it money? There's so much money to loot here. I like it. And this is the container. Quick save.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
I need a natural 12. Yeah, I do.
You turn to your left. The lieutenant considers your actions.
Fine. It said I can sleep after 9 o'clock, but where can I sleep? Well, I know I'm a hobo cop, so can I just sleep on the streets? What was this? There was this orb spinning around. Get to this roof? Yes, I don't know. This is where I kicked the black guy's ass. Three sees how idiomatic.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
You've been in there, he means. Talked to the boss man too, probably.
Labor Utopia, not approving.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains.
He nods solemnly, then turns to avoid a smile adorning his face.
Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
Everard said you have a key to the door.
A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
He said it belonged to a weasel.
Oh, say no more. I got you.
He taps the side of his nose with a little wink.
I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
I heard something about a weasel and it didn't sound like a local polar weasel, if you know what I mean. Wink.
Polar weasel? Oh, I know what you mean. I'm pretty sure he's actually Occidental, though. So you're gonna be committing fratricide, my racist friend. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in, this jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Anything else I should know about this task, this weasel person, or when he'll be home?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
The man takes a big sip from his flask.
He means he's not going to tell you because he doesn't know. But he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working for Everard. Who he is and what they're fighting for. This is interesting.
Why are you striking?
We're negotiating our share.
Your share?
Aye.
He seems pleased with himself. How large a share would you like?
All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
This seditious talk sounds like communism. Just so we're on the same page, communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people or deporting them to a labor camp in southeast Grad. But don't say that out loud if you're a communist.
Are you a communist?
No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't.
Right on, brother.
Just the way the world works, boyadero.
The boss man Everard, what can you tell me about him?
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman.
What does bossing the union entail anyway?
I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties. Watches out for his own.
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, why would it not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish.
Desk seemed lavish to me.
He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway. And moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
This man has political theory, and it has not failed him today.
You seem to have spent a lot of time thinking about the political situation.
Sure. I've had the necessary free time. Fortunately, there's always time.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, having command of his time is the most important thing. It all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's a follower of a 500-year-old Franco-Nigerian Boyadero code, itself an appropriation of Vespertine cool.
And that means?
That of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, independent in your actions, loyal to your friends.
Maybe I'm a Boyadero?
No.
Unless?
No. The man sits on the railing, his hands reaching far and
Any
wide.
idea
Yet it feels
who
as
killed
if
the
he
hangman?
could effortlessly go even wider. If
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
He shakes his head solemnly. It sounds like he has an idea. The merc was hanged with a very specific type of cargo belt, one often used in heavy transport areas, for example, harbors.
What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course.
Pushed how?
Your dead guy was an enemy combatant.
Hold up, what does that mean?
He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts.
Did you kill him?
I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills.
he's not lying about not doing it himself.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search.
Yeah, good talking to you. Bye-bye.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't paid the cafeteria manager for damages
You should
yet.
take care of that, then.
I don't have the money.
Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the street. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Though he finds this situation frustrating, he is doing his best to not make you feel any worse than you already do.
Yeah, let's go. Well, I guess first we can try to talk to the chef, ask about the borscht, if he's still there, the cook. Oh, now there's lots of people here. The cook is not here. How about the door? We got some key. Is it to this
a
door?
heavy steel door with the door does.
Okay, it's not this key then. Is there like somebody else we can actually talk to? No.
The worker is in a deep slumber.
Can I help you?
So about that money I owe.
Yes. Have you got it?
I was wondering if we could come to some sort of arrangement for
Does
tonight.
that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
It's cold out, I'll freeze to death because I'm losing the stupid money game.
Game? Everything is just a game to you, isn't it?
Hold on, I still have my key, you know.
Good luck trying to use it.
He taps his foot against the metal box installed in the back of the counter.
All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock.
This conversation isn't going anywhere, is
Not
it?
until you bring me the money.
Okay. I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
I really didn't want to resort to this. The man is thinking.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here. Yes, have you got it? A lot for the room. Like what? I was rarely enjoying talking about the money you owe me.
So what was the motor carriage stuff?
Yes?
So let's go. Ah, yeah, and there was also something about the headlights of the car. Like there was some hologram that it could help me see better or something. It's here.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure.
Transport enclosure. Regular people just call it the cage.
Kim, how do you turn on the headlights?
Alright. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious.
Engine start.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canelo comes to life with a whiny growl.
Press the button labeled headlights.
The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the...
So...
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio mic.
I have something here.
Transport enclosure. As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is. Revachol West.
There's a note of pride in the lieutenant's voice.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations.
You've got the
There
perforations.
are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Tally up different
The
rows.
first row has 18 dots.
What about the next one?
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
Count them
You
individually.
count 216 perforations. Considering that nice, large number, a wave of pride washes over you. Though you can't say why, precisely.
About the last row.
The last row has 3 perforations.
3, that's it.
That's it.
Look at the shimmering street
The
grid.
rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights.
Wait, look around
You
you.
catch a faint glimmer from a broken beer bottle in the distance. Sounds. 2 men engaged in a drunken argument, followed by the closing of some
Ah, Martinez at night.
Where are we on this? Point to the
Let
halogen
me
map.
see.
He takes the ledger for a moment and inspects it.
Right here.
His finger near the top of the map on a segment of coast jutting out into the great ocean. I'm sure I've seen worse.
Oh yes. Coal City. Le Royaume. The burnt-out quarter.
Hey Kim, what do all these holes mean? Point to the dots on the watermark.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
alpha male officers who are proud of their numbers often do. It's meant.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Wait, 18 years I've done this?
That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth?
I got drunk like a megastar?
Yes, that does seem quite likely. Your youth coincided with some heady days for Revachol. But let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see, wow, more than 200.
216 to be exact.
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
See, Kim, I told you I was a superstar cop.
Call it what you want. You were a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's look at the last row. Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
That's not too many.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way.
What's it feel like to kill a man, Mr. McCoy? A young woman asked the man across the desk from her. Honestly, babe, says John McCoy, crossing his ankles over said desk. I don't feel anything anymore. It's just like brushing my teeth. I do it once or twice a week and don't really think about it. There's no trace of guilt in his voice.
There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
It's obvious the lieutenant doesn't think very highly of these officers.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
Have you killed anyone, Kim?
Yes.
He says, declining to elaborate.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
How do you handle strain?
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others.
He gives you a meaningful look.
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Maybe I should find a hobby.
Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
He points to your yellow gardening gloves.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
Thanks for this.
The lieutenant nods.
Let's go.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
He presses remote control on the key.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.
Ah, okay. This map. Where can I see my statistics? Thought cabinet. Is this one? Ah, here, okay. Super apocalypse, sorry, communist, fascist, ultra-moralist, honor, people kill 3K, okay. Oh yeah, this stuff, so can we now buy, yeah, I can unlock this, right? And then I can some kind of superstar. Oh, this is fast. But actually, if you're gonna sleep over the night, maybe it's good to have. I don't know what this is. Let's try this one. What was this?
Inside, you see a set
There's
of
something
steering
in the
levers,
back we're
a
supposed
radio.
to
I
sell.
have something here.
Transport enclosure. Regular people just call
We got
it
a suspect
the
transport
cage
enclosure.
At the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the...
I confiscated this for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
What are those
They are
things?
spinner hubcaps, frivolous things you put on your wheels. When the wheels come to a stop, the caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them, it's just for vanity.
A vanity he wouldn't mind.
Do you mean
A couple of weeks
confiscated?
ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son and high.
Look at the spinners. I get it. I would have confiscated them too. They're mesmerizing.
That they are. I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back.
Thanks, I appreciate your help. Take the
The
spinners.
lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
So, can I just give him the spinners or do I have to go sell them? Where is the pawn shop? Somebody said long time ago that there's a pawn shop somewhere, but I have no idea where. Helpline, controls drawbridge, what do? Ah, fingerless gloves, okay. Whether they got a founder, blah blah blah. What was this? Pawn shop, okay. Let's try to sell them
If
before
you
they
don't
close us
mind,
down.
please put the flashlight away. Some of us have photonics.
Photonic sensitivity is not generally acknowledged by the medical establishment.
Alright, sorry about that.
I do appreciate it.
So, okay.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop.
The man at the counter returns to you
What
slowly.
can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
It's shameful how insufficient the police presence is in these
I
parts.
haven't had any problems myself, though some of my customers have complained about inconsistent law enforcement.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travellers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Quite a collection. I may have something to add to
It keeps me entertained.
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
So the lieutenant steps in and hands him the spinners.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of his...
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump-a-mesque banger? No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
The lieutenant explains as the pawnbroker opens the register and counts the cash.
Of course, I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you. Do come again.
Thank you.
He takes the cash and turns to
Here's
you.
the 130 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
The rest goes in his pocket.
The rest is for him, to compensate for the pain of being separated from his radiant spinners. The windfall is a small consolation.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I have a fascinating photo of a corpse here. So no, I'm not gonna. No, I don't want to sell anything right now. Let's see. I think I have gloves that increase my electrochemistry. Yes. So if I put these on, let's see if we can do the
Greetings
roll.
on this fine night.
How come you're
What
still
brings you
open?
here? The pawn shop is always
That's
open.
good. Okay, yeah. Roy doesn't really sleep, and okay, let's try this.
Okay, he definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably...
We'll do it again. It's like, it's more than 50% chance to succeed. I don't wanna... Did I put on the gloves? Yes, I did.
Greetings on the pawn shop is always open.
Okay, he definitely...
Come on, why? Like, okay, I've succeeded in a few very unlikely rolls on the first try, but still.
Greetings on the pawn shop is always
Feeling warm and enthralled by the
Oh,
movement
double
of
sixes.
light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Parolidon. It's tough to come by on the street.
Parolidon? What's that?
A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Is it just me or is it really warm in here?
I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature.
There's a note of indignation in his voice. Interesting. Those triangle patches on his vest, you have a feeling they mean something, like they're similar to the halogen rectangle on your jacket.
One that is close, say what's with the triangles on your vest.
I was with the emergency relief brigade. You know, after the People's Pile disaster.
He coughs as if to mark his
Had
words.
to take Perolidon for radiation sickness. That's what you were hinting at just now, wasn't it?
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
People's Pile was that?
Bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you too.
The People's Pile was a Type U particle decay generator that failed immediately after entering service, releasing radioactive waste into River Esperance.
What is particle decay generator?
A primitive nuclear reactor, also called a
Why is it called People's Pile?
Construction began during the Commune of Revachol. The people continued work on it after the Commune fell. They wanted a cheap source of energy for Revachol West. Needless to say,
why did it fail?
An emergency valve defect resulted in steam pressure blowing the turbine, taking the fuel containment vessel up in the explosion. Both the faulty design and lack of finances contributed to the catastrophe.
Tell me more about this emergency relief brigade.
We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized. Tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill. I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick.
He looks at the spiraling light and stops. It must have been a tough radioactive cleanup.
There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened. And why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment. And early deaths. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could.
Whose fault was it that the generator failed?
No one's. Everyone's.
He sighs and shakes his head.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves
How did you end
a
up
primitive nuclear
running
reactor,
a pawn shop?
hoping for the best. What? The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it, so I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there, it's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but...
He shrugs. Thanks for telling me.
I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
Can you share your Perolidon with me?
Have you tried it before?
It's almost like he's worried for you. The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks on display. Looks like he doesn't want to get involved. Go ahead then, he thinks. As long as you can walk straight, I don't care. He won't be your nog, but he won't be thrilled about this either.
I haven't, but don't worry, I can take it.
If you say so. Here you go, man.
Oh, he presents you a large capsized object on the palm of his hand, very odd looking.
Yes, darling. That's the coalition government ordained Perolidon. Straight into your gut.
Okay, take it.
Of course.
Okay, yeah, good. I didn't actually inject it or eat it or whatever. Let's see what it does. You might be able to aid our
I
investigation.
doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Do you know anything about the recent
I
hangings?
do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone.
He doesn't know anything.
Know anything about the Wild Pines representative that's in town?
Can't say I'm a huge admirer of wild pines, and I can't say I trust any silver-tongued spokesperson of theirs. Fortunately, I have no reason to get involved.
Wait, what do you have against Wild Pines?
What should I have for it?
Have you met the Wild Pines rep?
No, just people like that make everyone else see the world somewhat askew, at an angle that is convenient for them. Now, you have more questions? Or
that's all I got.
The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
Do you happen to have any guns, like ones carried by cops?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh God. The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another. Alert.
Wait, I sold my gun?
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia, and I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions, the unhealthy kind.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you.
I feel like there's something you're not selling me.
You weren't quiet. Yourself.
What was I like?
You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight. And that you need the money. When I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it.
Wait, how much did I sell the gun for?
15 reals.
15?
The lieutenant looks from you to Roy, and then back to you. It's clear that he hopes this tableau might still turn out to be a bad dream. It's not, though. This has got to be the most. Wow.
Wow.
There's pity there, too, in case you didn't notice.
I'm so sorry you had to see me in that state. We don't have to talk about it any further.
No apologies necessary,
Was
officer.
the buyer a policeman too?
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
I don't like it either. What if she intends to commit a crime and blame it on the Citizens Militia?
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find her.
Any idea where I can find this buyer?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
Well, how did she look like? Hey, hi, trick shop. 2? What do you mean?
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it right now. You'll just have to hope Everett wasn't lying and the Union can track her down in time.
Have people from Everett Clare's Union come here to track the gun?
Maybe. Shady looking guys came in here yesterday, looking like they'd just taken off their Wild Pines overalls. They asked if I have a police weapon to sell. I told them I already sold it. They went their way. It was a trip, but you know, all sorts of people come here, asking for all sorts of things.
Maybe Claire really is tracking down your gun.
People as oleaginous as ever are seem like they're lying, even when they're really being truthful.
I'm still pissed off. I cannot ask any, identifying details about the woman who bought the gun. Like, was she old, young? Was she big, small, fat? Did she have, I don't know, an eye patch and a scar across her face or what? Like he said, she was scary. Like, what color was her hair? How was she dressed? Like, anything? This really pisses me off. They're supposed to be a cop. These are basic questions we should be at least able to ask them. Like, maybe it's like, oh, I'm so stoned, I'm not really sure. At least we should be able to ask something. Anyways, at least now I know how I lost my sidearm. Let's talk about something else.
Of course.
Okay, experience. Okay, let's just look around here first. Military wear with a few more eccentric fashions thrown in. Bust of a woman, black simply says DEI. Does it mean that DEI? In the dark, film projector is whirring away. Some kind of machine, antique cash register. What was this?
A typical Martinez street
sort of street light
among assorted floor and table lamps.
Let your gaze run over the street light.
Has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently. This would make quite a statement in your living room.
Is that a street light?
Officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
Where did you get it?
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property.
He leans in so the pawnbroker doesn't hear.
You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
He pauses studying the light. How much for the street light?
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
I order from mine. There's one just like that on every
The
car.
light has undergone 3 transformations, and every transformation, large or small, has a price tag.
He rests his elbows on the counter, brings his face closer to the glass.
The light has been removed and rewired. That's 2 transformations. But
I get
what
how
about
sawing
the
it off
third?
and redoing the wiring added the cost, but what else?
The most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted its morphological field. The light became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago.
He throws you a look of very patience.
Okay, that checks out.
Okay, can we really get this much money in this game? What's this?
The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels.
Stand on the tips of your toes to see more.
One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite.
Shopkeep the Stereo 8 approved machine
It's a
here.
Harman Welsh W2, made in Vespa, designed in
So-
Seoul. Plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
What I really want to know is, could this device come handy in my police work?
If police work means playing tapes, sure. You can use it for that.
Maybe
Or
we will
any
find
other time
tapes.
you'd need to play a tape.
That's
Like a
all.
beach party. With sand and sun and seagulls dancing on the breeze.
For sure. It's
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy it now, but maybe at some point.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back.
Win her back?
Yes. Buy something nice. A figurine.
Inspect the knights on the
Big
horseback.
men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks. The kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
Who are they?
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
A long, long time ago.
Blue
They're not
uniforms.
all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
Are they royalist soldiers?
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks.
Are these even soldiers? The figure is in rags?
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are soldiers, revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
It's meant to, I don't know. I wish it was more nuanced as it stands like on a comment. I don't care about thinking about revolutionaries. No.
But there are many parents among my customers.
He seems to have his own take on the conflict played out in perpetuity by these toys. Might be interesting to find out what it is.
Can try that later. And yeah, I should put on these gloves at least before I try to find some. But yeah, and +1 psyche. Ah, okay, so it's it's a drug. Okay, let's go. I guess I will be ending the stream. Just go to the hotel. What is it? Wearing rags place. Pay the money finally. What's this? Tire tracks leading onto the roofs. The slush and rain almost washed them off. I guess it's this way. Yeah, this is the carriage. I am, yeah, bow collector. I don't know what it is gonna get me once I finish it, but I hope it's something good. Okay. Let's pay him the money finally.
Can I help you?
Money,
yes.
I have your money.
Well,
slam the bills down on the counter. I hope you choke on it.
great, perfect. I hope you enjoy your freezing cold room with the window you broke yourself.
You've really worn down his patience. Even paying him didn't help.
The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 9 p.m. tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, please pay for each night in advance. 20 real per night.
20?
If you don't have the money, it's over for you. Got it? You've got nowhere else to stay.
Time stops advancing after 2 in the morning. If you haven't paid for your room by then, it's game over. Don't leave finding money to the last minute, however. It's harder to make cash after nightfall when the shops are closed and the streets empty.
I'll take a room here too.
Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you? Can I help you?
Is there
Another
something?
thing.
Okay.
Great. Yes.
So can we go sleep now? What did it say? Like the lock is like after 9 o'clock.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Let's go. Actually,
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the
I
traffic
think
hum.
this would be actually good to do tomorrow. Like the next time I stream, to refresh all the details if we are going to refresh on it. So maybe I will end the stream here, and tomorrow I will continue with this conversation. So yeah, thanks for watching. So I'm Adventure Argonaut, and please follow me on whatever platform you are watching me on. So yeah, bye bye.